on charitable giving, specifically on planned giving. And my name is Ed McKibben. I am the Director of Advancement here at Epiphany. And I think that this is a very important topic for all of us, because the nice thing about planned giving is it gives everybody an opportunity to give something to their favorite charitable organization and leave that lasting legacy to the organization. A lot of people sometimes feel like, well, I can't give as much as I'd like to give right now at this moment. But the nice thing about planned giving, it enables you to give an amount that is a sizable contribution, oftentimes much more than what you think, after your death, so that you can continue to give to that gift continues to pay off to the organization that you love, in this case, Epiphany Catholic School. So I'm going to start here with a disclaimer. I am an attorney. I went to law school at Creighton University in Omaha. But this presentation is in no manner providing you with legal advice. We encourage you to contact your attorney, financial planner, whomever you go to seek this type of advice. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you find something that is of interest to you, and you want to go talk to your attorney or financial planner to do something really good for Epiphany. So I'm not providing any legal advice. Matter of fact, I cannot even do that because presently I'm in inactive status here in the state of Illinois. So even if I wanted to give legal advice, I can't do that. So I wanted to get that out of the way first. Okay, a will. When I was practicing law, in private practice especially, people would often come to me, and at minimum, it's a good idea. If you don't have a will, again, it's not legal advice, but it's a good idea to at least have a will. But the common question is, well, do I need a will or do I need a trust? And that's something that you want to talk to your attorney, financial advisor about. But a will, with a will, as it says at the top, you can leave a lasting legacy here at Epiphany. It's a very important way for members of one generation to have a lasting impact on the parish and its institutions, namely the school. You can make a lump sum bequest in your will, meaning that you can designate a specific amount to Epiphany Catholic Church or Epiphany Catholic School, or you can leave a percentage of your estate to Epiphany. And sometimes even a very small percentage can mean a lot. Okay, for example, when I was practicing law in Nebraska, I worked with a couple of attorneys who all they did was estate work. And so how they would get paid, they would receive typically about 2 to 3% of the value of that estate, and they loved doing estate work because they were paid very well. So you take even 2 to 3% of the value of your estate, it can make a major gift enables you to make a major gift to Epiphany. Types of bequests, okay? A specific dollar amount or asset. So certainly, you can leave a specific dollar amount as it says, or you can make a gift of stock, real estate, coins, or a percentage, as I just mentioned, a specific percentage of your estate, or even you can leave a remainder, whatever's left after you pay your bills, you make your bequests to your loved ones. And then whatever's left, that remainder of your estate, you can even designate that to Epiphany. Now, I talked about a will first. Some people, depending upon your assets, and again, this is a conversation that you will need to have with your attorney, is a trust beneficial to you? Okay, now the difference between a will and a trust, a will is pretty easy for an attorney to draw up. Much less cost, okay? If you have a trust drawn up, it's going to be a much greater cost because there's much more work involved. But again, that's a conversation you will have to have with your attorney. And as it states, a trust is a legal document that provides one with control over how property and assets are managed both before and after your death. And so a charitable trust is a tax-efficient means of utilizing assets to provide for both beneficiaries and the charity. So if you have assets and you want to provide for your family members, your loved ones, but also for Epiphany, sometimes a charitable trust is the way to go. A charitable remainder trust is a trust that pays income during your lifetime, with the remaining amount of the trust going to the charity after your death. So, an advantage of a charitable trust is you get that income during your life if you're retired or if you still need that income, and then after you die, then the gift goes to Epiphany, and that could sometimes be a very sizable gift. A charitable lead trust supports the charity of your choice during your lifetime, Okay, so it's just the opposite. And then the remainder goes to designated beneficiaries after death. So the differences are general remainder trust, paying income during your lifetime. The charitable lead trust pays your charity, in this case Epiphany, income during your lifetime. Then the remainder goes to your loved ones. So again, that's a discussion probably you'd want to have with your family and then ultimately with your attorney as to whether that fits for what you're trying to do. Gifts of stock and bonds. Just had somebody contact me a couple months ago and made a really nice gift of stock. And there are a lot of tax advantages that you can do with gifts like that. So the donation of appreciated securities such as stocks and bonds. I'm sure this person had the idea, wanted to avoid paying capital gains tax on the sale of appreciated stock, and also this person was able to then receive a charitable income tax deduction. Okay, so again, if you have stock that is highly appreciated, you want to avoid that capital gains tax, and you want that charitable income tax deduction, gifts of stock are a really nice way to give back to Epiphany. Donation of appreciated real estate. Home, your home has gone up in value a lot since you bought it, which is the case for a lot of people. Vacation property, undeveloped land, farmland has increased highly, obviously, in value over the course of the last few years. Ranch, commercial property. Again, avoiding paying capital gains, and you're going to receive some type of charitable income tax deduction. Now, sometimes you might even want to check with your accountant in situations like this, and you can describe to your accountant. Your accountant's helping you pay taxes regularly, and you know, how can I avoid paying these high taxes? You know, what are some things I can do? Your accountant's probably going to have some ideas for you as well. This is something that is very popular. This summer, you know, we did a lot of really good work with people raising money for Invest in Kids, and we had some people that wanted to give to the cause, and they were able to do so through IRA qualified charitable distributions, QCDs. So, in this case, a lot of you that are watching, you probably know how this is done, but the individual must be 70 and a half years old or older, okay? The individual can give then up to $100,000 as a tax-free gift in the form of a QCD from their traditional IRA account. A QCD must be done as a direct transfer from the IRA to the charity. And QCDs can be counted towards satisfying your required minimum distributions for the year. So again, we had that campaign going this summer, and some people knew about that, and they wanted to help out, and so they were able to give money to Epiphany, which then helped to support students that could otherwise not afford to attend Epiphany, help with tuition. And so that's a great way to give too. If you're 70 and a half years or older, and you know you want that tax, want to save that tax money. Life insurance. Another easy way to give back to Epiphany or your favorite charitable organization. A gift of a life insurance policy is a very effective means of making a gift to Epiphany. You can designate Epiphany as a partial, as a full, or as a contingent beneficiary of your life insurance policy. You will continue to own, and you can make use of the policy during your lifetime, and your estate also may benefit from an estate charitable tax deduction. And that's something obviously you want to talk to your insurance agent, you know, your attorney, whoever gives you that type of advice. Endowment funds. We do have an endowment fund here at Epiphany for both the parish and the school. These endowment funds ensure the future viability of both the parish and the school by enabling us to meet our annual budget. It's a very effective way of helping us to meet that budget. They are perpetual. It enables the church and school to better execute their missions in the future. So I have an analogy that a lot of you might be able to identify with. If you've noticed Father Eric over the years that he's been here, he's done a wonderful job of planting trees around Epiphany. Those trees have already beautified the Epiphany campus, and as time goes on, even after Father Eric eventually leaves Epiphany, those trees are going to be even more beautiful and add to the beauty of this area, this campus. Endowment funds do the same thing. It's like planting a tree. You know, you give money, you add to the value of the fund, And then the more that's in that fund, obviously, the better we can meet those expenses in our budget. So yeah, think of it like planting a tree, the work Father Eric has done. If you give to an endowment, that's the value going forward. An endowment enables us to extend your generous giving well into the future. So also, the other nice thing endowments do, if you are somebody who's a very generous donor, okay, unfortunately at some point, we're all going to die. But those of you who are generous donors, if you give to the endowment fund, it enables you to keep giving because that gift then draws interest in the fund and it continues that generosity leaves that lasting legacy we've been talking about. And we do have monthly collections for both the school and church endowment. And so that's why we ask, for those contributions because we recognize the value of what these funds do for us. Just some practical information, in kind of closing this presentation. Some things that are just good ideas. Power of attorney for healthcare and property. I talked about a will earlier. If you don't have a will, it's a very good idea to talk to an attorney about preparing a will. What your attorney is also likely going to do is prepare a power of attorney for healthcare for property. And this document is going to enable you to appoint a trusted individual to make decisions for you in the event that you are not able or in your absence. Or the other thing you can do is give somebody that authority at all times so that they have the ability to sign documents for you, or make decisions in your absence or in your presence. But it's a good idea to have, a lot of times anymore, if you receive medical treatment, the institutions, healthcare providers want to see that you have a healthcare power of attorney. And so that's another good thing to have with you. Safety deposit box, okay? A lot of you might have safety deposit box. A good helpful tip is to be sure to designate access to a trusted individual in order to avoid the need for a court order to access that box in the future. A lot of people kind of forget about that, so make sure that you designate access to a trusted individual right now so that the court doesn't need to appoint somebody in the future. So those last two examples, point being, and the information we've covered, we want to work with you to accomplish anything you want to do charitably. Like I said, we can't provide the legal advice for you, but we can help you think and come up with ideas so that maybe you can do some things for Epiphany that you hadn't thought of. So please, don't hesitate to contact me here at Epiphany. My direct number is 309-452-3268. That is extension 208. And then you can contact me at my email address. That's edward.mckibbin, McKibbin, @epiphanyschools.org. So don't hesitate to follow up with questions, comments, or if you need further information, because like I said, we'll work with you to accomplish anything you want to do for Epiphany. And as I said at the beginning, the nice thing about planned giving, in my opinion, it really levels the field for all, okay? Anybody could be a major donor with a planned gift. So thanks for listening. Don't hesitate to contact me if I can help. Thanks.